It was 1861, and Lone Bear was leading Eagle Plume on his first ever hunt. He paused and told Eagle Plume the rules. Once he saw the bison herd, he needed to wait until someone order signaled, and when it came time, to kill only what his horse could carry. Lone Bear advanced and beckoned, and suddenly they were off. Eagle Plume and Lone Bear were Kiowa, which was one of the several indigenous groups that live on Great Plains. By the mid-1700s, many Plains nations were using horses to hunt the area's plentiful bison, North America's largest land mammals. They survived on bison meat and made the bison summer hide into lodges and the winter coats into blankets, and used bison bones and horns for tools and sinew as thread. But in decades to come, millions of bison will be slaughtered, and the Plains society's survival and cultures fundamentally and deliberately threatened. After the American Civil War, thousands of U.S. settlers began occupying the Plains, intent on exploiting its natural resources. During the 1860s, Plains Nation pushed back against the U.S. military. William Sherman resented the Army's defeats. His ruthless military tactics has recently helped end the American Civil War, and in 1869, he was appointed the U.S. Army's commanding general. Now, his focus was on what he called the Indian problem. U.S. government officials were determined to force Native American people into a designated area they called reservations. This way, they could control indigenous people while U.S. settlers and companies profited off their land. Sherman pledged to stay out west. In his words, till the ending all killed or taken to country where they can be watched. Meanwhile, the demand for leather, like the kind used for belting to connect industrial machinery, boomed. To meet the demand, U.S. hunters armed with rifles killed bison all across the plains. Sherman and other military officials realized they could meet their goal passively by letting this ranching industrial economy run unchecked. The idea was that if hunters depleted the bison, Plains indigenous people would be starved into submission. One U.S. colonel told a visiting British lieutenant, "Kill every buffalo you can. Every buffalo dead is an Indian gone." The U.S. military refused to enforce treaties that barred U.S. civilian hunters from tribal territories. It sometimes provided hunters with protection and ammunition. Many hide hunters killed 50 bison a day. During a 2-month span in 1876, one hunter killed 5,855 bison. The near constant firing on his rifle leaving him dead in 1 year. Some of the bison hunters shot wandered away and died. Commonly, and the hunter would only retrieve the bison's hides and tongues, leaving the rest to rot. Inexperienced skinners destroyed hides as they flayed them, and the bison carcasses that were left were torn to pieces by other animals. So hunters began lacing bison meat with poison so they could also collect wolf pelts. Native American people protested, and humanitarian and animal rights groups tried to intervene as the bison population plummeted. Legislation that would make bison hunting illegal in federal territories even passed Congress in 1874, but the U.S. president vetoed it. After all, the sorted strategy was working. Many Plains nations faced starvations and were being forced onto reservations. Back in 1800, tens of millions of bison swept the Great Plains. By 1900, there were fewer than 1,000 in existence. Some wealthy U.S. citizens created bison preserves, which helped save the species, but the preserves function mainly as tourist attractions, and some of them carved even more land off Native American reservations. As of 2021, the bison population had grown to around 500,000. A vast majority live on private ranches. In recent years, Plains nations have reintroduced some 20,000 bison to tribal lands. They aim to heal and restore the relationship that was so frequently attacked during the bison slaughter.